Hello out there, folks. Hey, how are you doing? This is In the Corners, episode number 31. And for an exciting week, we're taping here for the week of October 16th. This is the fourth week of the regular season of the BCIHL. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing great. So far in the league, VIU Mariners, they're 2-0. The Lakers, they have 3 games under their belt, 2 wins, 1 loss. UVic Vikes, 1 win and 1 loss. SFU, they're the same, 1 win and 1 loss. Logan Lake Miners, they're 0-3. Now, this is In the Corners, as you know. We're part of the UVic broadcast team. My name is Matt. I'm flying solo tonight. Reese will be back sometime, Lord willing, here because we got to do that BCIHL hockey pool. And this week, just a quick update here, a quick Matt report, because there's no guest this week. We'll look at some guests for next week. Meantime, though, let's talk about these BCIHL games. Friday, October 13th, that was our home game at UVic. It was a 5-4 victory for the VIU Mariners, a close game. UVic had 49 shots on goal. Derek Krall made 45 saves. VIU UVic went 1 for 9 on the power play. That's a big part of this game. More on that later. VIU, 29 shots on goal. It was Parkinson in net for the Vikes, 24 saves. VIU went to the power play once and failed to score. One of the big stories from this game was the scratches for the Vikes. Of course, the Vikes are without Captain Dan Gattenby right now, as well as his defense partner, Kyle Crew. Booker Daniel is on the injured list. Kenyon Carta, Devin Gattenby, Eric Clark, and Hunter Tarves all scratched from this game. So the Vikes a little bit short-handed as they went into this second game of the season. For VIU, Jordan Ray, Brady Frattinger, Austin Daniels, Wyatt Fournier did not play, and Brock Palmer missed a bit of the second half of the game. We got to keep our eye on him. He is the elite goal scorer in the league, as far as I can tell. One story coming out of this game is the Vikes power play. Let's get into that after a quick summary here. The first goal at 17:55 of the first period, Brock Palmer, his fifth of the season from Tyson Lotar. Carson Earhart made it 2-0 at 12:40 from Logan Kirky. Then Noah Wilson, the forward from the Mariners, took a 5-minute match penalty. And this is when the train of penalties began for the Mariners. Owen Evers scored on the power play from Anstey and Schofield at 3:21. It was 2-1 after the first period, and the Vikes had a lot of sustained offensive time in the Mariners zone. Derek Krall had to be sharp. The Vikes, as you know, on a match penalty, you can score as many times as you want. The penalty does not expire once you score a goal. But the Vikes, after two stints on a 5-on-3 man advantage, they only came up with that one goal, Owen Evers. It was in regular strength that Sam Schofield tied the game at 2 at 14:31 of the second period. Sidaway and Sidrakis assisting on that goal. Going to the third period, Sidrakis gave the Vikes their first lead of the game. Aleko Sidrakis, again from Quinton Sidaway and Sam Schofield, right at the beginning of the third period. But then it was the Mariners, their veteran leader, Ethan Jones, who kind of took over the game. Ethan Jones, his third of the season from Kirky and Rouser at 13:10. And just 2 minutes later, Ethan Jones scored a highlight reel goal, an unbelievable goal, an in between the legs goal that went, he was looking into the corner to the right of the goaltender. He brought the puck from behind the net and with his stick through his leg, somehow put it in the roof, the ceiling of the net, as they call it, with the bar and down, as they say, on Parkinson. That was an amazing goal. Check it out if you can. 11 minutes that was at the 11-minute mark of the third period. It was 4-3 for VIU at that point. Aiden Bangs scored again, making it 5-3. Thomas Jenkins scored his first of the season from Pickett and Strange with 5 minutes to go in the game. Then it was a 1-goal game. The Vikes put on some pressure coming down towards the end of the game. They pulled their goalie with a minute and a half, 2 minutes left, but they couldn't get that equalizing goal. Derek Krall, he was the star of the game along with Ethan Jones with 2 goals. VIU had 5 different goal scorers, so they're spreading their goal scoring around. For the Vikes, Schofield, goal and 2 assists. Aleko Sidrakis, 1 goal and 1 assist, and Quentin Sidaway, 2 assists. Now, keep that in mind here. If Gattenby and crew are going to be out for an extended period of time for the Vikes, they're going to be looking for Sidaway and Evers to lead the defense, along with Aiden Morrison, who is their assistant captain this year. So Quentin Sidaway getting on the score sheet as well as Evers with a goal. That's a good sign for the Vikes, who are playing shorthanded. Now, like I mentioned, Brock Palmer, he scored the game's opening goal. He's got 5 in 2 games already. Brock Palmer was missing from the second part of the game. He wasn't ejected from the game as far as I could tell. So hopefully he's doing all right. So we'll be looking for you, Brock, to see if you're back in the next game. Here's a big storyline from the game for me. Vikes this season, after their first game against Logan Lake Miners and the second game against VIU, are now just 2 for 13 on the man advantage. In this game against VIU, they had 7 unanswered power plays, including some time on the 5-on-3. That's only 6.5% on the power play. So just something to take note of as the Vikes begin the season. Still only 2 games into the season. Let's take a peek quickly at the head-to-head schedule for these 2 teams. Because, as you know, on the island and in the Bcihl, these teams are like brothers. They want to win the game against one another. And you know what? Both of these teams have championship aspirations. VIU looking for their first Bcihl championship, and UVic looking for their first in 6 or 7 years. So they're both battling it out. They're hungry for the championship. Head-to-head coming up. All of the games in the regular season are going to be done by Christmas for these 2 teams. November 1st, Wednesday, is at the Mariners. November 10th, back at UVic. December 1st, at UVic. And December 2nd, at VIU, at the Mariners. So that weekend, 1st and 2nd of December, that's a home and home. That should be intense. Let's see how healthy the teams are going into that game. And let's see how the season series plays out. Of course, last year it was 3-1 in the favor of the Vikes. The Vikes had won 3 out of, how did that work again? The Vikes won the season series last year, which was a big coup for them. However, they lost in the first round of the playoffs. So take that for what it's worth. Also, we got to keep our eye on some news kind of brewing, some rumors in the Bcihl about a tournament in the new year in Nanaimo. Let's keep our eyes out for that. Okay, moving on from the Vikes there. They're 1-1. VIU is 2-0. Who's going to give VIU a good run for their money this year? The Vikes, they put in a good shot there, led by Parkinson and Schofield. Okay, that same day on the mainland, the Lakers, they beat up the Miners 7-4. Logan Lake Miners goals. Presley Gordon, Nathan Bomer. That's their first goals in the Bcihl. Congratulations to you guys. There's no game sheet for that on the online. So the Lakers, they've got 2 off of the Miners so far. And the Lakers, they've also dropped 1 to SFU, right? Do I have that right? I think so. Because it was the Saturday. That was the next day there. Last Saturday at SFU. Okanagan Lakers were in there for a rematch from their first game of the regular season. It was a close game down there. This, of course, is the Red Leafs expansion season as the non-conference team. They just come back from Michigan and Colorado College. We're keeping our eye on that non-conference team, but the expansion team, they're not too shabby themselves. They played a home game October 14th against the Lakers. In this game, the Lakers, 44 shots on goal, 1 for 4 in the power play. SFU Red Leafs, 27 shots on goal, 1 for 5. So Lakers have the advantage in shots, pretty even on the specialty teams. The Lakers, their goaltender, their new guy, Connor Lemieux, 3 goals against. He takes the victory, and SFU, kind of a leading candidate for an MVP in the league. as far as I can tell. Cooper Giesbrecht, 44 saves, a close game. But Giesbrecht, he takes the loss. It was a 5-3 victory for the Lakers. The Okanagan Lakers, their first power play unit. You know what? Let's talk about that in a second. Goal scorers for this game. Joe Davidson made it 1-0 for the Lakers. Colton Boyarsky, he's a big-time player for them as well. It was 2-0 after the first period. Nick Wagner made it 2-1 as the Red Leafs tried to get back in the game. Then it was a power play goal from G. Bcihl. Assist to KT Walters and Carmichael. Now, Carmichael, he is a key player as well. Johnny Carmichael. He's the local cast member from The Sopranos for the Lakers. He's got a lot of points coming up this season. Then on the power play in the second period, SFU scored again. It was who scored this one? Troy Warswick from Young and Perron. That was right at the end of a power play there. It made it 3-2. That was a pretty close game going into the third period. I was watching the Red Leafs broadcast with Nick Torn and Austin Kozakar. Now, they were pointing out two key players in the game, being Colton Boyarsky for the Lakers. And on the SFU side, Max Lightfoot, someone that they were looking out for. And it was Lightfoot who made it a 3-3 game. He tied the game up in the third period. Assist to Owen Thibodeau. So it was a 3-3 game there. Again, the Red Leafs, they're not going anywhere. They're here to stay. They're pushing the Lakers here for victories. The Lakers this time, though, would get the game-winning goal from Joe Davidson. Carter Bentonson with the assist, 7:58 left in the third period, and KT Walters scored to make it 5-3 right at the end of the game. So, how do you like that? Stars of the game, Cooper Giesbrecht. It looks like for SFU, they're going to have a chance in most all these games because of their strong goaltending. Let's see what their coach, Mark Soares, let's see how they pull together as a team. We're going to see them down here in Victoria Friday the 27th. It seemed like they did not have a lot of puck possession. There was long stretches of the game where they didn't have the puck very often, but they were dangerous on the rush. They had some good passing in the offensive zone, and they got a killer goalie so far. So you'd think that that team is going to improve. So let's watch out for you guys, SFU. Now on the, and I like Joe Iannacone. Hey, that's a great nickname, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing all this wrong. The Lakers, Joe Davidson with 2 goals. Carmichael, Walters, and Bentonson, 2 points apiece. Owen Chamberlain, he's on that team, remember? Now, the Lakers power play their first unit. Davidson, Walters, Bcihl, Bentonson, and Carmichael. We're watching you guys. We're watching the Lakers because this Friday night, it's the Lakers at the Vikes. So we're going to be excited for that one. Excited to see you guys coming down there to see who's going to take that victory. Last year, that was a key matchup, Lakers and the Vikes. So let's look around the league here quickly with some one-timers. VIU, their depth of scoring is deeper than we maybe had first thought. In the game against the Vikes, Jones got 2 goals, but there was 4 other goal scorers. You know what I'm saying? The goal scoring is spread around. Mariners, the battle for the net with Krall, Robar, and Fournier. They're deep in net. So let's watch to see what happens with that. The other thing with the Mariners, though, is their intense style of play. It's on the line. It's tough hockey. But let's see how that goes along this season. They're known for their style and getting in your face, led by Captain Gavin Rouser. Well, they did take a lot of penalties and didn't have the greatest time with the officials at that game in Victoria. So we'll see how that goes. For SFU, I think we went over that pretty good. And well as the Lakers. The Miners. We're looking for improvements from you guys. Now, a good chance for the Miners here will be October 21st, this upcoming weekend. The Miners are going to be at SFU. You know, Logan Lake, they're scoring lots of goals this year. They put up 3 and 4 goals respectively against the Lakers. So, and they got 3 against the Vikes. Remember that one? So the Miners are scoring a lot, but yet to get that victory. Now, I'm going to just take a quick break here, and we'll be back with more. All right, we're back. Hey, let's wrap up this episode quickly, shall we? But first of all, let's talk about our beloved Vikes. In the quarters, we try to go around and touch on all of the BCIHL teams. We want to see what you guys are up to. But of course, we are the home team for the UVic Vikes. Now, 3 things here. The injury bug, like I've been saying all show here. Gattenby and crew, let's see if they can work their way back, if they can work their way through the injury bug here to see how the story plays out for the rest of the season. Once these teams are at full strength, who's going to be better? Let's keep our eye out for that. See if these guys, wish you guys good health all across the league. The power play as well, 6.5% so far. It's got to come around for them to have success. The veteran scoring. They got that first line there of Ryan Strange, Stratton Pickett. They're getting on the board, but it's a lot of new players. I mean, the Vikes have made up with their whole rosters full of new players. But some of these returning players are going to need to hop on the score sheet. Let's watch out for them. They're about to do so. One more thing I wanted to add. This weekend, Friday, October 20th, the Okanagan Lakers are coming down to UVic. That's their first matchup of the season. I think that the Lakers are looking for their statement game. Where will it be? Last year they were really played tight with SFU, that championship team. But they couldn't quite knock off VIU. They will give UVic a run for their money, no doubt about that, this Friday night. So let's see where the Lakers going to shine this season. Let's watch out for them. And on the other side of things, the Vikes, they dropped their first matchup versus the Mariners, and they're feeling like they want to make a run for the championship this season. So on this home stretch, they beat the Miners, they took the loss to the Mariners, and they have the Lakers and Red Leaf still ahead of them. So a chance to set the tone against each team in the league. That'll be up to the Vikes. Saturday, October 21st, Logan Lake Miners at SFU, and the Lakers will do their back-to-back here on the island. They'll go up to play VIU. Folks, the week after that, the Red Leafs will be here. My name is Matt. I'm from In the Corners here with the UVic broadcast team. Reese is missing this week. You know what? One of these days, we're going to get that hockey pool in here. Lord willing, I'll give Reese a call, see if we can get a hold of him. Last season was my first season in the BCIHL, and Reese was the play-by-play for the Vikes. But now, our beloved host, Reese, he has moved away, so we're keeping touch through airmail and email. And, of course, as you know, our East Coast correspondent, Corey. We're going to have to bring Corey on here, too, before the holidays, just to get a breakdown of junior hockey and college hockey across Canada. Jeremy Robar, he's the East Coast goalie for the Mariners from the Crushers. And, in this league, there's a lot of dried and ice dogs as well, you ice dogs. So, coast to coast, this is the BCIHL. And In the Corners. We'll be back next week, Lord willing, with some interviews and some games. But this week, everybody, enjoy the games. The Lakers are coming to town here. The Lakers are going up to see you, Mariners guys. Miners, will they get their first win against the Red Leafs? Cooper Giesbrecht, he's the front runner for the Hart Trophy. What's going to happen here this weekend in the BCIHL? Stay tuned, everybody. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourselves out there, and we'll see you down at the rink. Take it easy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Reese here within the corners. So a little bit of a busy September, as you guys can see from the last few episodes. So I wasn't able to hop on with Matt to discuss the very exciting events coming very soon in the BCIHL, but I just wanted to get on here, say a couple of things, kind of reiterate what Matt was saying, talk about, some of the games coming this weekend and what that can mean for the rest of the season. So we'll start off with that huge game tomorrow. It's going to be a nice home game at the E&H Stewart Complex. Definitely miss that place. Lots of memories. So it's going to be a home game against the Lakers. So what do we see from the Lakers this year? Obviously, we know with the SFU team separation that changes the dynamic, of what the league is going to look like. But already from one week of games, we're seeing a couple narratives get thrown out the window. So it'll be interesting to see what the Vikes can do against that Lakers team. I think SFU took a W against them, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check for you. Yeah, so they took a 5-3 win over SFU. So, should give the Vikes a little bit more hope, but should also instill a little bit of fear in them, before they meet up with the Lakers. So moving on to Saturday, we got a doubleheader in the BCIHL. We got the Miners playing SFU. That'll be in the SFU's barn. So we'll see how that guy goes. That's at 7 p.m. And right at 7 p.m. as well, the Lakers will be playing VIU, as Matt discussed with you guys. So 2-0 on the year already for VIU. Sorry, that's a VIU team that's looking to take the whole thing. Obviously, beat the Vikes out to get to the finals against SFU, a very powerful SFU team, and they took an L. But this is a year that, with the change to SFU's teams, they're going to be looking to take the BCIHL by storm. So very interesting stuff seeing there. And lastly, next week, we obviously got SFU versus Vikes. So obviously going a little bit of ahead. That's going to be a very big game. This Logan Lake game, although we can predict that it might be a little bit of a one-sided contest. Hey, but remember, like the Vikes did last year, there was a couple close times against Logan Lake, and that's a testament to maybe how good the Vikes were, or just how sneaky that Miners team can be. They're obviously in the beginning of their franchise here in the BCIHL. They're going to want to get some strides. So SFU matchup this Saturday. It's going to have a lot of implications to the Friday matchup on the 27th next week. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. I also wanted to reiterate to the fans here, we will be doing a lot more episodes together. It's just been a crazy busy time on my end. Lots of stuff with work and lots of stuff with family, but luckily we got Matt Good working his tail off to get BCIHL content out to you guys, and obviously doing the play-by-play for the Vikes. So obviously tune into that. That'll be on YouTube. And yeah, I just wanted to keep it short, just kind of reiterate the games that are coming and build a little bit of hype. So lots of excitement in the BCIHL. Next, after this, we're going to do a little bit of a pack opening. NHL players, clear the air, have a little fun, take the pressure off for a little short while for you and the Corners fans. And then, yeah, be ready for next week's episode. I think we're going to try to get some interviews. I'm not going to say any names yet because they're kind of in limbo. We got a couple options. So, well, it's been great talking to you guys, just catching up. Next week, you can expect a great episode. And yeah, I'm going to relay this on to that great pack opening that I was telling you about with Matt Good. So take care, everyone. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the pack opening.
Okay, we're not done yet. How about a special segment here? I dedicate this one to you, Reese. This one, long time in the Corners partner there. We're going to open up a pack here. And the first card of this pack is Jake Bcihl. Okay, that guy's on the Penguins. 59. That is a unique number. 59 Sound Bcihl. Okay, there you go. Not too bad. He's from Nebraska. How about that? Omaha, home of the indie rock band Bright Eyes. If you love it, you do. Now, next is the Kirill Kaprizov. He's on Minnesota. This guy has lots of people love this player. He's got 27 goals that season. And finally, Pasternak. Even I know who that is. He's on the Boston team, right wing, or en français, AD. David Pasternak, he's from Czech. Shout out to Yada down there in Praha. Okay, Reese, Pasternak, Bcihl, and Kaprizov. There we go. Take it easy, everybody. Yeah.
tested. I was broke as hell, sleeping on the mattress. I felt like a hell when nobody happy. Hot shells dropping out, they send me automatic.